Good day, dear students. Today we are going to speak about accommodation and hotel service. As we know, in previous our lectures we talked about tourism services, the types of them. Today we are going to stress on accommodation and hotel service. As you know, when we speak about accommodation, when we say about the hotel service, the first thing comes to our mind is housekeepers who clean the houses, and the receptionists who just stands in the reception and show the respect and greet the guests, and with politeness they register them into the full blanks. So let me begin the presentation. Hospitality. It means combination of accommodation and food and beverage groupings, collectively making up the largest service to the hotel guests. When we speak about accommodation, is used to refer to buildings or rooms where people live or stay. It is a room for living and for staying. Let's talk about types of them. There are different types of accommodation that refers to the field of tourism, from the large 3 or 5-star hotels up to the cottages or camping houses and so on. According to finance, according to your budget, the guests will choose the types of them. On the screen, you can see different types of them: hotels, motels, resorts, lodgings, and other types of accommodation. And according to the cost, according to the variety, according to the conditions, you can choose the types of them: hostels, apartments, villas, guest houses, camping, bungalows, mobile homes, and so on. Types of accommodation you can see on the screen can be B&B, bed and breakfast, which we are going to speak further, guest houses, campsites, and so on. All of them differ according to their conditions, according to their facilities. When you speak about Class L luxury hotels, they can be hotels, congress halls, all suites hotels, accommodation, they include accommodation, breakfast, food, and so on. When we speak about motels or cottages, you can see on the screen, hotel just offers you very beautiful buildings or just a house, while hostel you can share your beds in one room, you can have roommates, and the fully furnished properties are served or just are offered to service accommodation. These types of accommodation also offer facilities similar to those offered by hotels. So different accommodation or the buildings offer the same furnishing, but with a high quality or with a low quality. Hotel is a temporary home for people who are traveling for relaxation and for having rest. But you have got access to the food and drink and beverage, or to the beach, maybe go and just to the spas and so on. And accommodation industry offers variety of services. The foundation of hotel industry, of course, is a business of providing lodging. Travelers depend on hotels to supply a secure, pleasant place for temporary stay. The guests are business people on the road for work, families on vacation, group of tourists. They all need comfortable accommodation, and the hotel industry is where they need, they are demanded. Travel and hotels have always been closely related. In Europe and America, inns and taverns were spaced along the roads at the distance a horse could travel in a day. And now inns were primitive by modern hotels. So hotels, motels, guest houses are everywhere in the world, convincingly located for major business centers. Accommodation as well as rates vary from the hotel to hotel. You see on the screen motels. Motel, that means combination of the word motor and hotel, where they offer just parkings for your car, facilities for your cars. You can just stop there, just stay there with your car, It's possible to place hotels in four broad categories. The first one is commercial hotels. Hotels traveling for business. People who businessmen travel, they travel for pleasure. The next type of category of is resort hotels. This second type, resort hotels, especially is a combination of sun and sea. The third type is just especially convention for meetings held yearly of various business professional groups. They offer business class meeting halls. The first category is a resident hotel. People who prefer to stay for a long time, they choose this kind of hotels. Bed and breakfast hotels. Here they offer you just the bed and only the breakfast, especially far suburbs or just far away the villages. Especially they have got B&B hotels where they prefer just family accommodation. Farmhouses offering bed and breakfast is ideal. Is a good value for money. It is very famous for brand and factors, B&B for short. Holiday village hotels and it just offer you cottages on bungalows, normally with cooking facilities, moderately priced, normally with sleeping and breakfast facilities. And when we speak about promotion of employees to the guests, they vary from the number of people. For example, for one person there may be 3 employees, or 1 employee may be for per guest according to the types of the hotel. So you can see on the screen single room, double room, or just the twin room and other things. After the lecture you can see very carefully about them. When we speak about junior side, it's a large room for a partition separating the bedroom furnishings from the sitting area. It is called junior side. You can have a seat, you can have a talk, and so on. Mass transportation just service for travelers, and especially different kind of tours organized by the hotels. They include some kind of tours or just voyages from one city to another. It is also just called mass transportation that works for the sake of the tourists, for the sake of tourism. And up to the time, accommodation had been provided by country inns, by family owned, operate the hotels in the cities, and all the railway stations or airways always served for the sake of the tourism. And so this kind of tour packages sometimes include transportation services, and they according to the type of transportation, the prices may be high, the prices may be low. Now let's move to the next slide. When we speak about the other means of transportation, automobile and the airline resulted the growth of corresponding accommodation facilities. They offer rented cars and different kind of hotels. People travel by rented car around the city, and they may offer for just a fixed amount of price, and you can travel with your family around the city, hiring even just motorbikes or cars. And automobile hotels that serve people traveling by car have sprung up along highways all over the world. Especially it leads to the enjoyment, to the pleasure, and it gives pleasure for the guests. And of course, as we know, comfort demands more money from the guests, and this kind of comfort just demands some kind of financial support from tourism point of view. The airplane extended the distance that people could travel in a short period. So airplanes nowadays are very active when we speak about tourism transportation. And for the accommodations industry, it was a boom in the construction of resort hotels. Resorts are popular nowadays. When we speak about conventions or meetings usually held yearly of various business and professional groups. And not so long ago, most conventions were held in the large urban centers such as New York, Washington, and so on. Up to date, a lot of meetings are held in the meeting halls of hotels. When we speak about categorization of hotels, we spoke it previously. We have got a categorization system. 2As we spoke about, 3As we spoke about. According to the luxuries or according to the quality. We give stars to the hotels. The larger, the more luxurious the hotels, the greater the variety of jobs that they offer. So they can offer different kind of entertainings, or if they have got the wide range of employees. The hotel industry is a sector of business that revolves around providing accommodations for travelers. Success in this industry relies on catering to the needs of targeted clientele, creating the desirable atmosphere, and providing a wide range of services and amenities. Managing a hotel has grown form of its modest roots in providing the bare essentials of lodging into the large, multifaceted and diverse industry. When we speak about catering or food, it's very important in the hotels. It attracts many people. Variety of foods, variety of services, variety of entertainment just attracts many people, many guests yearly, repeatedly, year by year. If service is not good, if employee is not good, if the catering and restaurant foods are not variable, this kind of hotels may lose their rating among the city accommodation types, city hotels, city accommodation services. Hotel industry is a sector of business, and sometimes it involves a lot of businessmen. Quality is perhaps the most variable features of the hotel industry. Modest hotels charge minimal fees and provide only the most essential services. Especially, it's also common for hotels to have pools, fitness facilities, or activity centers available for guests seeking recreation. Some companies even offer valet or servant. Hotels are certainly necessary all over the world wherever there are travelers who need lodging. Hotspots for hotel industry is tourism locations, and they have stadiums, maybe sport or just halls, maybe spas and so on. When we speak about hotel staff, it's very important to have a well-qualified employees for the hotel, because they play great role in attracting, in pleasing, or just in satisfying the tourist demands, because their attitude towards the guests will play a great role. When we speak about the hotel employee, we should mention about managers who has got the biggest range of duties, who manage the whole hotel. They offer variety of services, from maids, waiters, or just restaurant managers and so on. When we speak about housekeepers, they are responsible for the smooth running of the guest room, and they are the main people who keeps the houses clear, who keeps the house neatly. Front office manager are responsible for the guest reservation, while restaurant manager is responsible for the food and drink. Hotel managers will have a variety of assistants who just help just with the jobs description will usually depend on the hotel size and its capacity. Some smaller hotels who cannot afford to give this kind of workers, they will contact some kind of certain jobs, employing staffs for short time, and when they are in need, they may call them for help, but they don't keep them for a long time. Small hotels only just hire for short term. The biggest employers of the hotels are the housekeeping department and the food service department, and kitchen and the chef de partie, head chef are very important in serving the people to satisfy their demands. The very popular form of employment in the hotel is the guest service department and registration. They serve the registration, cashier or doorman, receptionists are very in great importance. Both managers and assistant managers could have personal assistants, secretary. Their job will be to type the entire manager's correspondence and operate and organize filing systems for any reports. When we speak about convention manager, they would employ it for coordinate all the activities relating to meetings and to conferences and so on. This kind of operation is done by convention manager. And when we speak about the health safety regulation, we can hire some kind of medical personnel or just electricians for when we speak about the support staff, technicians and so on. Catering and banquet managers oversee the food served by hotels or catering companies at banquets, special events, and special meetings. Catering business can be business include catering companies, conference centers, conference hotels, and meetings and so on. And when we speak about the managers, they have a variety of responsibilities. When we speak about financial director, he deals with the finance of this company. When we speak about technician or engineer, chief engineer is a head for the effective operational maintenance of the property of data, concerning to the technical problems. And there are different kind of employees: a property director of finance, a human resources director, which deals with the employee relation, just hiring them, just dismissing them, and concerning to the health safety and management, and just the reception workers, as they deal with these persons. When we speak on the size and the capacity of the hotels, they may work for about more than 24 hours a day, and what kind of hotel is it? But their aim is to just relax you, to help you for your relaxation. That's all for today. Thank you very much for being with me. See you next time. Goodbye.